What if the secrets to solving today's biggest economic crises, from crushing debt to the 1% wealth gap, aren't found in a modern textbook, but in ancient scriptures? We've been told that infinite growth is the only way. But our system is cracking. We are trapped in cycles of debt that feel inescapable and inequality that feels inevitable. Today, we're unearthing a forgotten economic blueprint. It's a system where debt has an expiration date, where land gets a rest, and where the goal isn't just more, but enough. Welcome to the radical world of biblical economics. First, we have to admit the current system has a blind spot. In modern economics, we treat the market as a god that regulates itself. But look at the results. The debt trap. Today, global debt is at record highs. We are borrowing from a future that we are simultaneously depleting. The chasm, the gap between the ultra-wealthy and the working class mirrors the exact societal crises that preceded the collapse of ancient empires. Our modern blind spot is the belief that resources are infinite and that people are just human capital. Ancient texts argue the opposite, that the earth is a gift on loan, and people are the priority. Let's talk about the most radical concept in the Bible, the Year of Jubilee. Found in Leviticus chapter 25, the Jubilee was a mandatory economic reset button every 50 years. Imagine this: debt forgiveness, all personal debts were cancelled. Land restoration, property that had been sold due to poverty was returned to the original family. Labor release, slaves and bond servants were set free. Why? Because God's blueprint recognizes that wealth naturally tends to concentrate in the hands of a few. Left unchecked, it creates a permanent underclass. The Jubilee prevented a permanent poverty trap. It ensured that no family was ever more than one generation away from a fresh start. Tithing and gleaning, the original social safety net. Then there's tithing and gleaning. We often think of tithing as just giving to the church, but in a biblical economy, it was a decentralized tax to support the vulnerable, the widow, the orphan, and the immigrant. And then there was the law of gleaning. Farmers were commanded not to harvest to the very edges of their fields. This wasn't a handout, it was an opportunity. The poor could come and harvest the edges themselves with dignity. It was a built-in mechanism that prioritized sustainable access over maximum profit. Sustainable resource management. Finally, we have the Sabbath for the land. Every 7 years, the land was to lie fallow. No planting, no harvesting. In a world obsessed with 24/7 productivity, this sounds like madness. But it's a lesson in enoughness. It teaches that the land doesn't belong to us, we are its stewards. It's an ancient solution to a modern problem: resource depletion. Conclusion: applying the blueprint, does this mean we can copy-paste ancient agrarian laws into a digital stock market? Maybe not literally. But the principles are the key. Debt shouldn't be a life sentence. Wealth shouldn't be permanent at the expense of others. The earth needs rest to remain productive. The forgotten lessons of biblical economics aren't about returning to the past. They're about building a future where the economy serves humanity, rather than humanity serving the economy. If you believe it's time for an economic reset, hit that subscribe button and share this video.